Definitely not. And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 568. I'm one of your hosts, King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10ish.
At 10ish, we back like we left something, people. No, of course, after this on and off few months hiatus because of the pandemic, coronavirus, and now the riots and protests and everything that's going on. I should just say the protest is going on. But we are back in the building. And today's top stories. Let's see. Kazakhstan seeks to attract $740 million crypto investment in 3 years. JPMorgan analyst, Bitcoin is likely to survive as a speculative asset. YouTube cancels Cointelegraph Bitcoin halving live stream for being harmful content. Oldie but goodie we had to cover. U.S. offers $5 million bounty for arrest of Venezuela's crypto chief. And last but not least, one man's mission to deploy solar-powered Bitcoin nodes across America. But of course, first and foremost, let's go ahead and talk about these prices.
Oh, yeah. So,
nice little rebound, right?
Oh, yeah. Nice little rebound today. Bitcoin holding strong at $9,498, up 1.5% today. Ethereum at $234, up 2.7%. Ripple at 19 cents is up 1.5%. Bcash, $236, up 1.5%. Litecoin sitting at $43.66 is up 0.5%. And last but not least, EOS at $2.55 is up 1%. So we're seeing green across the board. Small movements up. A lot of people calling for Bitcoin to go to 6K. Some people are calling for it a moonshot. Nobody knows what they're talking about, really. Just dollar cost average and be patient. So our prices today are pretty much a reflection of the market not moving. We've been going sideways for a while now. So calm down, people.
Right.
It's all good.
I mean, it's crazy. We actually have been going sideways for a while. I mean, before we everybody took off for the pandemic and everything, I mean, the price was still the same price back in March.
Yep.
Then even going back to October, we were bouncing around from $16,000 or $10,000. So as you said, not much of a change there. Yeah. And of course, it was crazy right now. As I went to Coin Desk, pardon me for those who are watching, all of a sudden their price ticker disappeared. And we know CoinDesk updates quite frequently, so there's that.
Yeah, y'all gotta calm down on that. It was good the first wave, man.
Right. Some quick shout outs. Somo Vid, what's going on? Missed you too. Lucky Lloyd, Shannon Allen. Oh yes, and everyone, thanks for the messages. We get the messages and emails. Everybody was saying we need to get back live. We appreciate it. Shannon said Miami awaits your release from the confines. Congrats on Zay's book. There we go. Hand clap for Bitcoin Zay.
Appreciate it.
We'll probably have an in-depth episode on Friday where we go over some of the work he's doing. But I mean, in the past couple months, we got Vogue UK, we got Forbes possibly coming up. I might have spoke to earlier in that. We have, what else we got? We got Amazon top sellers list.
Oh yeah,
we
Amazon
got
top sellers list. Thank you to everybody.
Cointelegraph. We got CoinDesk. Bitcoin Zay is everywhere, so we'll be sure to talk about that.
First time on TV last week too.
Oh
so.
Yeah,
RT report.
RT report over there, Max Kaiser. So shout out to those folks over there.
Appreciate you all.
All right, Dexter Hans Sr. What's going on? Madam Crypto, Lucky Lloyd, and P-Man Van. Long time no here. Okay, top story of the day. One man's mission to deploy solar, and this is not even the top story. This is the coin that's not showing me my prices. Top story of the day. Kazakhstan seeks to attract $740 million in crypto investment in 3 years. What's going on over in Kazakhstan as they turn into a crypto haven, it looks like?
Oh, yeah. So they're set to attract $740 million in investments in cryptocurrency-related mining activities over the next 3 years. According to the Astana Times, Kazakhstan's Minister of Digital Development, Innovation and Aerospace Industry, Askar, he revealed in his address to the parliament. So they're basically saying we're going to do like the United States, we're going to do like South Korea. We're going to move forward with mining technology. Also, we're going to push the blockchain space to attract at least $738 million worth of investments. And we've always told people, even if it's just speculative right now, there is a lot of money on the sidelines, a lot of rich people looking to invest in some space. Blockchain, Bitcoin is definitely probably number one on most people's list. So they expect $740 million in the next 3 years, and they're also saying that they might have tax-free crypto mining. So that would be a huge push forward, meaning if you mine crypto, you don't pay taxes on it unless you convert it back to your native currency. So That is one of the biggest things about these other countries. They're coming up with plans that don't involve as much politics. They're like, where's the money at?
Right.
Here's the money. Let's do it. And they don't have to wait around for politics and bureaucrats and go back and forth and all these government regulations. So looks like they're moving forward. We'll see if they're successful.
Well, shout out to Kazakhstan. I will say the only thing I know about Kazakhstan is what I learned from an episode of Archer. So, of course, that's not the best place for information. So I'll make sure I check them out and see what else they have going on.
Isn't that where Borat is from? Is that Kazakhstan?
That might have been Kazakhstan, too, from Borat. So, yeah, Archer and Borat. I know about it 2 times.
That's about all I know about Kazakhstan.
I heard his code. I don't know. You know what? And actually, it's funny you said that. Speaking about Bitcoin and some of the cryptos being speculative assets, we have none other than Bitcoin is a fraud. JPMorgan back in the news as their analysts say Bitcoin is likely to survive as a speculative asset. What? I mean, you guys are 3 years late. I mean, 3 years late. Mm-hmm. JPMorgan is fully on board. It looks like Bitcoin has proved itself. Well, thank you, JPMorgan.
Thanks, JPMorgan.
Thank you for allowing Bitcoin to prove itself to you as a resilient asset, if not a stable or useful currency. What? Talking about a complete 180 during March's global financial meltdown, according to analysts at one of the world's largest investment banks. What's JP Morgan coming out and saying now that's probably already been known throughout the community, but you know, what are they putting out to the mainstream media now?
Oh yeah, so first they laugh at you, then they fight you.
That's true.
And then they join you. And we're in between the fighting and joining stage because right now they keep putting out this news that they're with, stable coins. They see that Bitcoin is a valuable asset. And it's a total 180 because JP Morgan, their CEO, basically tanked the price. If you remember in 2017, Jamie Dimon basically just came out and said Bitcoin is worthless. And then the price tanked, I think, from 6,000 to 3,000, August 2017, if my memory's correct. But now JP Morgan says that based on their ability or Bitcoin's ability to survive the crash in March, they saw Bitcoin have a liquidity crunch, and it's still cured faster than most asset classes. So if you aren't paying attention this year, Bitcoin is still the best performing asset. Gold, silver, real estate, nothing's even close. And at this point, Bitcoin market depth is above its 1 year trailing average, while liquidity in most traditional asset classes have yet to recover. People are starting to not trust some of these assets that they've been in, i.e. gold. So if you think about it, why not Bitcoin? And I think going forward, JP Morgan is only going to come out with more good news because they also accepted businesses for their bank. So, of course, now they're going to put out good news.
Oh, now they're back.
Because now Bitcoin businesses came to deposit money into their bank. So they're like,
that is right. JP Morgan did allow that. And you see how it happens slowly.
You can see it.
It slowly happens. Like you said, it was just, a month or so ago, 6 weeks ago, JP Morgan said, you can deposit your Bitcoin money in our banks. And 6 weeks later, they're like, actually, Bitcoin's not that bad of an asset. It might actually be money.
It might be.
It's just like, so if what they're saying is true, Jamie Dimon committed fraud. I mean, insider trading, all that good stuff. They like to throw around all these little buzzwords. I don't know all the buzzwords. I'm not the laws people. All right, but all those buzzwords they like to throw around. Jamie the Dino Dimon, our in-house dinosaur of the day, he committed fraud amongst other things, as well as other, or at least the company of JP Morgan. So it's crazy that they're allowed to literally get away with. Like you said, in 2017, he crashed the market. And now 3 years later, because you're in the market, you're saying positive things about crypto to make the price go up. Yeah. That is market manipulation if I've ever seen it. As P-Man Van said, regardless, JP Morgan won't shut up about Bitcoin. There's always an angle. Always. And that's why, again, we like to talk about these people because, hey, if you just came in this year, you would have thought JP Morgan were one of the leading innovators in the blockchain industry, right? So
not at all. Yeah.
Keep you up to date.
Keep your receipts, people.
Right.
We told you this would happen. We told you.
That is true.
They will change their tune when they don't have a choice, and then they're gonna come back and say, "Well, we were the innovators with distributed ledger technology."
Right. What's going on? I mean, that's like in 2020, everyone's saying other things. It's like, well, it's 2020, but I'm glad you think everyone's equal now. It's Clove 71. What's going on? Long time no see. D. Chiron. We are back. Thanks, Dexter Hans Sr. said it was good to see you on Crypto Blood Show. That's right, people.
Oh, yeah.
Go check out Crypto's Blood Show. We did a show not this past Saturday, but 2 Saturdays ago, or excuse me, not this past Sunday, but 2 Sundays ago. We did his live stream show. It is still online. Make sure you go to Crypto's Blood's YouTube and check it out. We talked about everything from the protests to Coinbase and all the madness in the crypto community as well. So again, that's Crypto Blood's channel on YouTube. Make sure you go check that out. Alec G is back in the house. What's going on? Hey, Morph, Blockchain, Shuja, Sergeant Crypto. Hello.
What's up?
All right, this was an oldie, but we never had a chance to cover it, so we definitely want to talk about it. YouTube canceled, I would say canceled now, but the title is YouTube cancels Cointelegraph's Bitcoin Halving live stream for being harmful content. I actually remember when this happened. Again, we came on that day and we talked about the Bitcoin halving happening, but we didn't go on after that for some time. And during that same day, YouTube, which had a 7-hour live stream, was actually pulled by YouTube during the middle of the actual live stream for being harmful content. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is egregious.
I mean, you talking about partnering up with the deep state and the bankers. I mean, again, this is, to me, market manipulation. How are you going to pull? You're pulling journalists, for one. You got to, let's not just say Cointelegraph or their live stream YouTube like it's just a drop in the bucket. No, you're censoring journalists. You didn't censor Cointelegraph. You censored journalists. So I think that's something even bigger we need to look at a community when we talk about decentralization and all those open source technology and all these different principles that we have in the culture. Then you have YouTube, one of the main platforms we're on, so I'm not going to talk too crazy about them. But we got them censoring a team of journalists that all they're doing is literally interviewing people about technology, business, and financial markets. You're talking to people about technology, business, financial markets, and you're being censored
Not on my watch.
On YouTube. So that's kind of crazy to see that.
Yeah, and I hate the fact that this is happening. However, we told you this was coming. We saw every platform that has any type of onboarding for people in crypto, they don't want you to have the education for crypto. We've seen a lot of channels taken down or content taken down, and at least they got mostly through it. They got about 6 hours and 42 minutes into it. But
YouTube was like, it's been going on. Hey, push the button.
Yeah, exactly.
Push the button.
It was like somebody woke up out their sleep. So it was like, hey, they got crypto talk going on.
I told them I didn't want this on
exactly.
there.
Exactly. So at least they got most of it out. But even still, it's no point of just taking it down. They said it was over 2,000 people watching when they took it down, 3,000 at its peak concurrent. That's a very good crowd for YouTube.
I was about to. I was gonna let you finish. I was gonna jump into it.
That's a very good crowd.
Yeah.
So for a crypto YouTube show, and it was one of the biggest events in Bitcoin's history. So of course, people want to tune in to see that. I hate the censorship, but I also saw this coming. So whoever has a decentralized product that can compete, hey,
come on, D2. We're still waiting on you to get ready. We actually had someone else. I haven't looked. I told them I'll give a shout out. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's itcoin.com, but it's supposed to be a I don't know, right? It's like a video site.
Yeah.
I think it's like the new YouTube. No, actually, that might be the wrong site. I will get the site name, people. I was emailed it a couple of days ago. Someone asked us to review it. I told them we weren't doing reviews and referrals at the time. So anybody else asking, please know we're not doing referrals and all that. But I did say I would look at it because it's supposed to be like a YouTube site. I gotta get the name right. But I'll check that site out and share it if it's something that's viable. When I looked at it, it's brand new. So of course they got some kinks to work out. But there are people trying to decentralize YouTube out there. That's my point behind that. So
true.
Again, this is crazy to see that this was canceled. You can see this as being YouTube. Yeah, they don't tell people what happened. They canceled a lot of different people's videos. Luckily, we've been able to continue to be a partner of YouTube and not abuse any of their practices that we haven't heard about. But that also brings up a good point. 2 points fairly quickly. First, again, the market has been quiet as far as, Bitcoin isn't being searched on Google and all that stuff. But if Cointelegraph, for their halving event that went over 6 hours, if their peak amount of people were 3.1 thousand, so 3,100 people, this goes to show that some of these YouTube stations with crypto aren't telling the truth. If Cointelegraph, one of the largest news stations out there, doesn't have that many views, then some of these other people, especially some of these videos that are being deleted or these channels that are being deleted, it makes me question, is YouTube the big bad enemy? Or are there other things going on in the background when it comes to SEO stuff? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
most likely that.
Right, but I think it says a lot, when it says, well, it's 3,000 people. It also should show you something, people. If you're watching this right now, if you're involved in the community, you are still new. We're still at the forefront. We're still at the beginning of it. Again, only 3,000 people looking at this stuff, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. And I mean, we got a long way to go. We say that all the time, but trust me, people, I feel like I've been doing this forever, and it's still some companies just getting established. So we got a long way to go.
To be fair, that's why I felt bad about missing you all, our warriors out there watching us every day, but I didn't feel like I was missing anything in the market when we took this break, because it's like, until the regulators and all that, like, you gotta understand, people, it's criminal activity going on in the background, right? It's kind of like Ray Mata's talking about now. He said, "Good to see you guys back. I'm not going to deny it. I'm getting tired of this sideways BS, and I feel like they're holding down the price below 10K. I thought Bitcoin, I think he's saying, was unmanipulable. I still believe it though.
Every market is. Yeah. It's just who's doing the manipulating.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's my point there. The price is being manipulated. It is being suppressed. It is one of those things, though, that I believe it can only be suppressed as long as people don't know about it, which is why they don't want people to find out about it. The more people know about it, the harder it is to suppress it, right?
Way more liquidity, yeah.
But right now, it is being suppressed. I agree with you. And again, that kind of goes along with the 3,000 views. Just 3,000 people watching this during a halving event. It's being suppressed. The price is low. We do know and understand this. But again, that means when it takes off, it's literally going to take off. We're talking SpaceX, back to the moon.
Back to the moon, baby.
I almost said it. I almost said the other word. Back to the moon. We're trying to stay, make sure we can stay public for everyone. All right. U.S. offers $5 million bounty for arrest of Venezuela's crypto chief.
I wonder why.
Here's my question about these bounties. Totally unrelated. If I grab some of the homies from back in the day, and I'd be like, I got some plane tickets to Venezuela, we about to go yoke somebody up. Does the U.S. still pay that bounty, or does it have to be like official, like alphabet services or military? Can it just be like a gang of people like, hey, man, call up your brother, man. Yeah, call up Tommy, call up John. Like, I don't know, just call up a bunch of people. We're about to go fly to Venezuela. We're going to vacation for a week. At the end of vacation, we throw this guy in the back with a bag, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and plus $5 million is kind of cheap to try and get somebody in Venezuela.
And the point of that joke I just said was actually just to show you how cavalier the U.S. is making kidnapping sound. Like,
yeah, make it sound like it's just a regular everyday thing.
I got a $5 million bounty out. Like, do you have to be?
$5 million?
Well, I want to know the rules. Do you have to be a government to issue? Can I issue a bounty? Like, I got a $3 million bounty. I don't know. Can I issue bounties? I don't know how this works.
Yeah.
But it looks like the head of Venezuela's cryptocurrency initiative, the Petro, is wanted by the U.S. government on charges of corruption and links to the narcotics trade. Big bad monster.
Oh, boy.
For one, anyone in government in North and South America, I can pretty much lock into the narcotics trade. With the exception of maybe some of the Canadian parliament up there. With the exception of some Canadian people. I'm sure they get down too.
Parliament be up there going crazy.
I would like to believe not the same way.
What you say, Prime Minister?
Hey, we back, baby. No, but seriously,
everywhere, boy.
But that's my point. So it's just like, all right, U.S. stop with the whole links to the narcotics trade. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, how it's crazy right now in California, where marijuana dispensaries are essential business, but you still have people in prison for marijuana.
Yeah, come
Ain't
on.
nobody, look, we're not buying it. Look, we're not going to take it.
How corny can you be?
Right. It looks like Immigration and Customs Enforcement added that his name was Jose Litz. Is it Jose? Or I'm assuming Jose Litz Ramirez Camacho to his most wanted list on Monday, accusing him of a number of violations related to international commerce and his alleged involvement in an international drug trafficking scene. So what all is Ramirez Camacho, who is a public official and superintendent for Venezuela's Petro initiative, what is he being charged with? What are they saying that he did wrong?
He is accused of having deep political, social, and economic ties to multiple alleged narcotics kingpins, including Tariq El Asimi, who I guess is one of their bigger names. Now, what I want people to understand is he is a part of the initiative that uses a cryptocurrency backed by their own country's oil and mineral reserves. Now,
so we're not using a dollar.
Exactly. Even if their country's value is debased, their currency is right now, who's to say that they won't recover and have the biggest recovery ever because they stop relying on fiat dollars, which may fail. So at a certain point, they may be on the winning side. So you kind of want to get the people who run these initiatives out of there. And the fact that he's a public official, think about that, people. We put a public official on a most wanted list, and they're saying He's accused of the narcotics or being involved in narcotics. How do we know that? You know what I mean? Anybody
and why
can
are
be
we in
accused.
a business? Like, give me my tax money back. This is what the
Exactly.
stimulus package is about.
What is it?
This was the stimulus package about. We use your money on some Venezuelan crypto superintendent investigation. I want it back in another stimulus. Like, what is this? Like,
And I mean, Jeffrey Berman, District Attorney of New York, he says they are running a narco-terrorism partnership intent on flooding the U.S. with cocaine in order to undermine the health and well-being. Literally, your entire city runs off of Wall Street bankers who use cocaine. You want it here.
True.
What are you talking about?
See, you want it here.
You want it here. You just don't want them to make the money off of it.
Right.
And of course, you know, we've already seen Oliver North. We've seen.
I was gonna say, how long is war on drugs,
Come
man?
on, man. This is a very similar pattern. So at this point, you know, I don't know who to believe, but if they're looking for them and you can find them, congrats on your $5 million.
Right.
But that's still kind of cheap to me. They're looking for a public official because he got real security.
Yeah. And that's what my thing is too. I don't know who to believe, and of course, you know, I'm very critical of the United States. We know that when it comes to government practices, and only that's because I want to see us get better. But also, it's still gang, so it's not like I'm against the U.S. You know, make that clear. I know people get crazy.
Yeah, still gang.
It's still gang, but I'm going to call it out the way I see it.
Stop lying.
Yeah, stop lying. I'd rather just be like, yeah, you know what? You didn't do.
We
nothing.
like cocaine.
You
We just
didn't
don't
do
like
nothing
you.
wrong. We over here doing coke in the U.S. But you're trying to devalue our dollar, and we're going to kidnap you for it. I would much rather my government came out and said,
You're gonna flex.
You gonna yeah. Don't come out with this. He's linked to this and that, and we need this good boy reason to send the Patriots in and give him some freedom. It's like no. Just say that he's about to mess up our monetary system, that a private company gets paid on, and we need him up out of here.
Yeah.
And because that is, I mean, again, we're not talking about some criminal or some average Joe that's being involved in criminals. You're talking about a government authority, a government person in a government position, as you said. And again, I challenge anyone to some of these government positions that don't know the same type of people, right? Like, you can't arrest a guy because he knows a bunch of people who are doing bad things. Like, oh, you know drug dealers, I'm going to arrest you. Like,
He's alleged to believe to know.
Right. It's like, well, here's John. Arrest yourself, too. Like, we all know him now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is crazy to see this. And again, I think this is a bad look for the U.S. that we're going after them because we're telling people on the world stage, like, if you start up your little crypto business, we're going to come down to see you. And you know, this is very eerily scary too. Reminds me of, that's Gaddafi.
Yeah.
And you got crazy Hillary Clinton laughing after she gets a man assassinated, a leader of a country. But if you remember, a lot of people are saying Gaddafi was assassinated not because the U.S. and its democracy, you know, I know that we love to push that, but because he wanted his country to get back on a gold-backed standard with their own gold, not a U.S.-backed dollar. And next thing you know, we got him getting dragged through the streets, getting beaten. So good luck to you, Jose, because that's how we did the last guy.
Yeah.
Jose, he 5'10", 180. Jose, like, y'all can pull up if y'all want.
Hey, he look like he on Play-Doh.
Hey, Jose might have a mean right hook, all right? Let's see. Sergeant Crypto said, don't get me started on New York City. They made this coronavirus situation to be the end of the world, scaring people. If it was even like that, I don't believe anything coming from New York City government. Hey, I understand.
I believe that.
Crypto and Culture, thanks for the tip for being gone over a month and still have us hooked. Hey,
what's up, Kenzie?
Hey, Kenzie, Crypto Culture, thanks for the tip. And Crypto Warriors, thanks for continuing to support us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, last but not least, one man's mission to deploy solar-powered Bitcoin nodes across Africa. And Bitcoin's is in another article. No, I was playing. What's going on here?
I'm getting memed into everything.
Right.
But yes, it appears that entrepreneur and IT guru Chimezi Chuta inferred that he is the only person in Nigeria known to be running a Lightning node. But he wants to change this. Like many Bitcoiners, he believes running a network node is one of the best ways to become truly financial independent. So even if you own Bitcoin, running a node means that you can verify transactions. So you really are autonomous. And he wants them to be able to earn, a small amount of cash using the Lightning node network, because if you can verify transactions, you can get paid for those in a productive way that's not a hands-on. You set it up once and it's just money after that. So Blockspace Technologies Africa, Chuta's company, has released a kit for a Bitcoin and Lightning node, including all the hardware pieces for assembly, called it Spacebox. So using the Lightning nodes across Africa, having a solar-powered system is mind-blowing. This is actually ahead of its time, really. And then throwing on the fact Bitcoin and Lightning Network will be there is great as well. So I hope this works for him. 350 million people in Africa are unbanked. So this will be a great way to onboard a lot of people. And we say it all the time, there are way more people in the continent of Africa than there are in the U.S. So if you can get that continent going, like Paxful is dedicated to that, Bitmari, companies like that focus on African countries, then you will actually capture more of the market share. You just have to start a little bit more at the bottom. So that's no problem, because once you build it up from scratch, it should be great from there.
That's pretty cool. I mean, and to see this is going for about $541 US. They got the Raspberry Pi IC actually running on that. Of course, open source software RaspBlitz. Very cool to see, and I'm glad to see that. Again, one of the biggest complaints in this space is the technical difficulty. You have people like that saying, "Hey, I got a plug and play kit for you, man. Just buy this thing, read directions, you'll be good to go."
Yep.
Now, this map also, I wanted to point out this map. This is the map of the public nodes on Bitcoin's Lightning Network of the Europe and U.S. You can see Europe and the U.S. are filled with them, and the rest of the world, as it says here, is an ocean of blankness with a few scattered islands. So here's that map, and as they say, the U.S. and Europe has the Lightning nodes everywhere. I think that has a lot to do with the advancement of our countries, being first world countries for some of the places, as well as the hype in the industry behind Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as well. But yeah, you can see here, U.S., Europe. You can see some here in South America on the outskirts. Assuming that's Brazil and some of these places. You can see a couple popping up here in Africa, and I think you can see a couple bouncing around throughout Russia. But I mean, this the concentration, I mean, is clearly here in the U.S.
Oh yeah.
And Europe, and it's crazy. You can see the concentration coming out of California. You can see it coming out of San Francisco. You can see it coming out of Seattle. You can see New York. I mean, this is crazy. You can see it coming out of Texas. You can see the Miami hucksters down there.
Getting to it.
You can see everybody. So again, this is a pretty cool map, and that's explorer.acinq.co. I'll make sure I will put that in the notes as well, in the chat section as well.
Oh yeah, and if you're looking to get a space box, it's only $541. That's not that bad, or 210,000 naira, the Nigerian currency. That's not that bad to be able to have a plug and play. And as far as return on investment, I'm sure you'll make that back over the years. Yeah.
All right, that is our show for today. We have anything else?
Nothing else for me.
All right, folks. As always, we appreciate you watching. We'll be back the rest of this week as well. At the very least, to make sure we check in with you. So make sure you catch us at 10 a.m., 10-ish this week for more crypto news. Thanks, and have a good day. Cheers.